All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Kansas City Chiefs rookie left tackle Josh Simmons. Simmons has had a solid start to his NFL career, had some ups and downs against the New York Giants, but there's a lot of really positive stuff to work on for Simmons, and I think his future is incredibly bright. He gets better as the game goes on, as the season goes on, even as he gets put in some really tough situations. We'll break down everything he did against New York. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us to do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's open up with some standard pass protection. There is Simmons right there, number 71 on the left side of your screen. He's going to be one-on-one on an island against number 5. That's Thibodeau for the New York Giants. A good, solid player, a veteran player. Not an elite pass rusher, but good enough in his own right. And this is a tough situation for any rookie, certainly any rookie left tackle. He handles the counter move and stays with Thibodeau the entire play and absolutely dominates. Great rep from the rookie. Let's check it out. There's a snap. All day to throw. All day to throw. Still all day. Now scrambling around. Still all day. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Finally throws it deep down the field for a huge penalty right before the half to give Chiefs some points. All right, let's go back and look at Simmons right here at left tackle against Thibodeau. Let's go all the way back to the very beginning. My goodness, that was a long play. All right, look at 71 here. Good kick slide. Look at that spin move right here from Thibodeau. He thinks he's got the rookie dead to rights. This is a situation where I think the chip help kind of hurts. I'm not a big fan of chip help for tackles, to be totally honest. If I'm an offensive tackle and I played offensive tackle in college, nowhere near as good as these guys, of course. I played small college ball. I hated chip help. I always thought it threw off the timing and the rhythm, and we kind of see this here. It gives Thibodeau a chance to do a spin move, but Simmons right there covers him up, locks him down, and keeps moving his feet. Look how he uses his hands aggressively. He keeps punching, punch, 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 stays on him the entire play, completely negates him. Every single other Giants defensive lineman, and you can see it's a long play, so it's going to happen eventually, they'll eventually get through and generate pressure, at least get near Patrick Mahomes. Not Simmons on Thibodeau. He wins this so decisively that number 5 for New York doesn't get anywhere close to the quarterback. Great rep from 71. Once again, really good start to his career. All right, for the wide copy, watch Simmons right here at the bottom of your screen. Again, good kick slide, defends the spin move, just keeps moving his feet, good punch the entire time, just stays in front of him the entire time. I mean, it's like mirror drill. It's like, isn't even fair. Look, I'm going to let this play out, guys. Right? That's when the third New York Giants defender gets close to Patrick Mahomes, right there. Thibodeau is nowhere near him, right? Simmons has totally dominated him. This is embarrassing for any defensive lineman. I mean, look how long it takes for me to rewind this. This is how long Simmons dominated Thibodeau, number 5, on this play. I mean, this is absolutely embarrassing, right? He defeats the spin move. Hey, that's bad enough. Then the counter move. Then the counter move again. And then now another spin move, still in front of him, right there. I mean, it's just complete, utter, and total domination. This is as bad as a pancake block, in my opinion, for the defense. I mean, this is 8-9 seconds, and you still can't get past the tackle. Speaks to how good number 71 is so early in his career. All right, sticking with the pass protection there, Simmons, of course, still left tackle, number 71. So right here, what the New York Giants do is they generate a little one-on-one opportunity for Thibodeau on the rookie by having 97, the really good defensive tackle, lined up as a wide 3 technique right there. Basically, what it forces the Chiefs to do to slide to protection, play side, that's these 3 guys right here, to basically become a double team by having the center go this direction, left guard being prepared to go this direction, and leaving Simmons on an island, right? You do this alignment right here knowing that you're going to have a good defensive tackle get double teamed so you can get a one-on-one edge rush right there, but Simmons more than enough to handle it. Once again, he dominates. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Good protection from Simmons. Locks him down like it's nothing. I mean, my goodness gracious. Thibodeau's not a bad player, guys. I mean, he's not like first team All-Pro or anything, but he's a good, solid player. He's played a lot of football. You wouldn't know it looking at Simmons. I mean, from a technical perspective, good kick slide. I love how he keeps his shoulder down. He uses his inside hand. I mean, he misses with the punch a little bit high right there, but he recovers with good footwork. See how he's always chopping his feet, moving his feet with a good base, always pounding his feet to the ground, never loses his base, never gets all over the place. You can see, for example, like some of these other offensive linemen, I'm going to pick on 74 here for a second. See how he clicks his heels a little bit there, clicks his heels there, right? Gets his footwork kind of out of whack a little bit. You see with Simmons, not nearly as much. Good base the entire time, good base, square the entire time, good football position the entire time, good footwork, nice play from the rookie.
Yeah, Nick, and I think what we've seen so far from Simmons this season is some really great flashes of dominance. He's had some good highs this season, 87.8 pass block grade high this year, really doing some good stuff. I think we're seeing him come into his own only 3 games into the season. Been a tough stretch for the Chiefs thus far, but Simmons has been a big bright spot for them.
All right, let's go with the little running game now. And there's Simmons, of course, number 71 on the left side of your screen. We're going to get a little running game right now for the Kansas City Chiefs, a little inside zone concept. The right tackle is going to base this 5 technique, this defensive end. We're going to get a little zone double team action working up to the next level. Then we're going to get a scoop technique on the backside. The left guard here is going to take a tight scoop path working up to the next level. And right here, Simmons, he's going to take a wide scoop path trying to cut off this defensive tackle or get some movement right here. 83 is going to outside release to try and hold this defensive end as wide as possible. Here's a situation based on the defensive structure, or if you're the running back, you press this hole because you see all this green grass and then look for a cutback opportunity. If you can get a seal here and maybe get some flow this direction, you could cut back this way right here. But right here, the running back really screws the pooch. This is a well-blocked play that doesn't result in a good gain, in my opinion, because of the running back. Let's check it out. There's a snap, inside run, cuts back into nothing. All right, here's the deal. Let's see where the hole is, guys. See if you can tell me where the hole is. Right there. Where's the hole? Right there. So easy. That's where the play is actually naturally designed to run. But he cuts it back for whatever reason because he's scared of this block of the left tackle. But this is what's going to happen. You've got to press him. You've got to trust your offensive lineman. Right here, you're cutting back into an unblocked guy. What are you doing? You're cutting back into the backside linebacker where the guard's trying to work up to pin him to his left. You're cutting back into two guys exactly where the defense wants to be in terms of their structure, their defense, and where the offense is trying to actually keep them on that side, right? That's the design of this concept. Look at this crease right here. I'm not saying it's going to be a touchdown, but it's going to be a productive run. Instead, you have the running back cut back into the teeth of the defense, and everyone's wondering what's wrong with the offensive line, what's wrong with the play call. This is execution on number 29's part. But let's look at Simmons here, right? Talking about a wide scoop path. Gives up a little ground. I don't love that, but he keeps working and he cuts off the defensive tackle. That's what it really matters. You got to get this guy reach. You got to get him cut off, and that's exactly what he does. Right here. Let's see there. Let's see if the running back would have pressed this. I don't know if he gets through that hole, but if he does, guys, it's a huge play. Look, maybe this defensive end's able to squeeze through and make the tackle right there. Maybe not. And this is why you have to trust your blockers. Trust Simmons, trust 76, trust 52, 65. Some of these guys are really good offensive linemen. I think the Chiefs' running game has gotten a lot of criticism. I think a lot of it has to be levied against the running backs. Either that or it's the game plan, but I don't think it's Andy Reid. I think it's these backs. You've got to trust the linemen like Simmons doing their jobs and doing them well. All right, for the wide copy, Chiefs fans are going to be sick, right? We're going to see this all blocked up here. Look at this crease. Right? Again, number 5 isn't blocking, which isn't great from a receiver's perspective, but let's say if he is blocking, right? Running back hits this crease right here, and there's one guy there who has a chance to get blocked. At least you got a receiver in the way, and it's a touchdown. Instead, your running back just runs right into the teeth of defense. I mean, this is exactly the New York Giants, where the Chiefs are trying to push them, is to the left side of this hash, this direction, closer to like 87, closer to Kelsey. They want to keep all of the Giants defenders closer to Travis Kelsey, and that's exactly where the running back ran. I mean, this is so frustrating. I don't understand how this can happen because it's actually really well blocked. And look, the Chiefs' offensive line, and we'll get to some plays later, didn't perfectly block every play, of course. But this is a situation where they did a great job and the running back completely ran the wrong direction. Got to clean this up. All right, going back to the pass protection game, and there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle. You can see the New York Giants, they've got their star rookie, number 51, Abdul Carter, lined up one-on-one on him. You can see right here, they got number 5 lined up here, and number 98 lined up here to occupy the left guard in the center, which means we're one-on-one on an island right here. Abdul Carter has a chance to beat the Chiefs rookie. We got rookie-on-rookie crime. Who wins? I'll give you a clue. It's not New York Giants, guy. Let's check it out. There's a snap. 51 goes around, nowhere close to the quarterback. Mahomes throws it down the field. Can't quite complete. Good coverage from the defense. But if you look at Simmons right here, again, look at his technique. Look at his low pad level. Look how patient he is. He is almost baiting these defenders to run around the hoop because he's so low and so powerful this entire time. No edge rusher is going to see this look right here and says, oh, I'm going to bull rush, right? And here's where it's so effective because these great edge rushers, they love speed to power. I talk about it all the time. You threaten vertically with speed and then right here transition to power. The problem is when you have a tackle who's so low with such a good base, the idea of running headfirst into that with a power move looks very daunting. So what do? You're forced to run around the hoop, and Simmons is a good enough athlete to run him right by the quarterback. Great protection, great play from Simmons. He may be the first young offensive tackle I've seen in a very long time who, just by the way he plays with his technique and mentality, eliminates the speed to power. I tell all the young defensive ends when we do film reviews, you got to use speed to power. But here's the thing. Simmons, he's got the cancel for it. Really good job right here from the rookie.
I think another impressive part of this pass blocking game for Simmons thus far is he's allowed 0 sacks all year, doing a great job so far. There's a lot of scrambling, a lot of other stuff going on in this game, but nonetheless, Simmons is strong in the pass protection game. Allowed 0 sacks so far on Patrick Mahomes, kept him clean, what you need to have at left tackle.
All right, but before we go any further, I want to quickly talk about a super interesting sports betting system that I came across recently called the Capper Collective. The Capper Collective pays for premium picks of the top 50 sports betting handicappers in the world and combines them all to produce the ultimate consensus picks every day. I love this idea because it just makes so much sense to me. Since their inception last year, they have a proven track record of winning consistently for the members and are already up over 110 units on the year so far, meaning that $100 bettors would have already made over 10K this year alone using the system. The collective subscribes to and tracks the performance of all the top sports betting groups for you, and their proprietary algorithm makes sure that only handicappers who legitimately win long-term are used in their consensus system. This kind of sports betting innovation doesn't come around very often, so I highly recommend checking out the Capper Collective's premium membership options. They're offering a special discount to my followers right now, so hit the link in the description and use the code SMI, 3 letters, SMI, for 25% off. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the video. All right, on the previous play, we showed how Simmons right there line up at left tackle by his stance and pad level eliminates speed to power. Well, Abdul Carter, again, the Giants' star rookie edge rusher, he decides to test that theory later in the game. He actually uses a speed to power concept right here saying, listen, man, you may have the stance for it, but can you really back it up? And I tell you what, Simmons can. He shuts down the rookie right here. Let's check it out. There's a snap, speed to power, shut down. This is how it goes, guys. This is why Simmons is so good so early in his career. I mean, this is just awesome. Handles it without any issue. One of the things that happens with the speed to power, you see a lot of offensive tackle get, backpedaling a little bit, and they give up a little ground. But right there, he anchors down and just shuts him down. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to make this edge rusher, number 51, lose all momentum. Because one of the things you don't want to have happen is a cascading impact where he starts driving you back and just build up so much force he can throw you into the quarterback or get by you and sack the quarterback himself. But because he slows down 51 and gets run over slowly, by the time 51 gets closer to Mahomes, he's lost all momentum and basically comes to a grinding halt. This is how you defend the bull rush. Look at his pad level. Look at his contact, right? He's much bigger, much taller than Abdul Carter, but by the time he settles down, they basically both are at a standstill, right? They've lost all momentum, all speed. You can see his hands inside, good technique, doesn't hold, doesn't do anything silly. Really nice job here from Simmons. Really good rep from the rookie. All right, from the wide copy, you're going to see Simmons right there. Again, engage Abdul Carter and just shut him down. You can see how 51, who's a great athlete in his own right, you see how he just comes to a screeching halt right there? He's lost all momentum, lost all speed. Even if this becomes like a scramble drill or anything like that, he can't even come off that and make the play because he's gone to a dead stop. This is how you stop a speed to power. This is how you stop a bull rush. Again, his chip help from the running back, Pacheco, I don't think he hits anything. I think he totally whiffs. So this is one-on-one Simmons, basically with no help on Abdul Carter, speed to power, and just shuts him down. I love the way he anchors his base right there. He's backpedaling, but he anchors. You see how his feet kind of skid a little bit? He slows down the momentum, brings the Abdul Carter to a total stop. This is just really good technique, really good fundamentals, good footwork, good base, checking every single box already. So early in his career is this young left tackle. All right, let's talk about play action pass protection. A little bit different animal. You can see Simmons right there at left tackle. He's going to fire out and sell run this direction, but he also has to pass protect. It's a tough situation because when you have a play action this way, quarterback's trying to set up in the pocket and, of course, look for a big play down the field. You have to make sure he doesn't get pressure, but at the same time, you have to sell run. You got to make sure the linebackers and safeties think it's a run. If you just go in straight kick step pass protection, nobody is going to believe that it's an actual pass or an actual run, and they're all going to get into their pass coverage situations, all going to drop in his own coverage. So it's a real tough situation on the edge. You have to sell run and then basically reset the pass protection. Simmons does a phenomenal job here. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's a play fake. Great protection. Steps up. Fires it to the sideline. Pacheco. Decent little play. All right, so go look at Simmons here at left tackle. This is really impressive. So you can see at the snap, he fires into zero, gets on him, and then drives him off the field. And then look at that. I mean, just totally shut down. You can barely see him. I mean, he gets number 0, Burns, who's a really good player. Played for the Carolina Panthers, now with the New York Giants. I mean, this is a really good Giants front. But Simmons, again, locking it down. You see how he sells run right here? You can see how 58, 51, you can see who is this right here for the New York Giants, 22. They all take a few steps that way. They think it's a run, and now they're reacting to the pass. Now they can hit the running back out of the backfield for a nice little play. It all works up front because you have the offensive line sell it. And if you look at the rest of the offensive line, I'll be totally honest, not great. Left guard isn't really selling it. Right guard really isn't selling it. If you look at the backside tackle, not really selling it. You know who is selling it? The rookie, firing off a little bit, get a little punch right there. Love to see that. Again, sell the play action, get these linebackers and safety up, and then get into pass protection. One of the things that's so impressive is how he's able to fire out right there and then get his head and hips back like you see there while running him up the field. Again, just totally negating a really good defender. Nice play from Simmons.
I think the biggest thing that Simmons could do as far as room for improvement would be his play in the run defense game. I think he shows a lot of great flashes, he shows some good stuff, but through the weeks, probably partially due to Chiefs rushing performance and offense performance in general, but we've seen a decline in his run blocking grades through the last few games here. So I think one thing we could see from Simmons, I know primarily known great pass blocker, but I'd like to see some better performance of him in the run blocking game as well. I think that'll make him a more complete player and then really show why the Chiefs went up and got this guy in the first round.
All right, let's finish on something Simmons needs to work on, and there he is at left tackle, number 71 for the Kansas City Chiefs, of course. And we're going to get a split zone running concept right here for Kansas City. We're going to get a little motion this direction pre-snap, and he's going to come across the formation and cut the end man on the line of scrimmage. And we're going to get zone concepts the rest of the offensive line, left tackle basing there. We're going to get zone double team here, left guard working up to the next level, and standard scoop zone blocks on the backside. Pretty much standard stuff. This is a situation, though, where Simmons totally whiffs. Now, look, Zero's a good player like we talked about, but this is something that can't happen. This is the biggest problem with Simmons. Inconsistencies in the run game, but as bad as Simmons was on this play, look at 76. He delivers a powerful finish. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. Inside run. Minimal gain for the Chiefs. Let's look at 71 right here. Look at Simmons. Totally whiffs. Can't happen, guys. Cannot happen. Now, look, he skid stepped on right there, so it's not totally his fault, I don't think, right? But this is a situation where footwork matters. I was really high on his footwork. Why in his zone concept? And I don't know, maybe he was coached this. I would think you lead with your left foot. Look at the rest of the offensive line. Left step there. Look at the center. Left step. Look at the left guard. Left step. Simmons right there decides to start with his right foot. Don't know what he's doing there. Leads to him falling down. Can't happen, right? Again, little things matter, especially in National Football League, especially against good players. Something's for Simmons to clean up definitely going forward. Look, nobody's perfect. Simmons had a really good start to his career, really good pass protection. In terms of, he's already a lead if you look at the advanced analytics. In terms of a pass pro, his technique is awesome. Just needs to clean up more in the run game to become more consistent. I think with better coaching, he can get there, no problem. But guys, let's look at the left guard here. Get up to the next level. Look at this. Boom. I love that from 76. That is awesome. Let's end on a positive here. Look at the left guard, just body number 24. Look, I know 24, it's not like an all-pro linebacker or anything, but still, really good job working up to the next level and finishing the play. Simmons, he's got a bright future. 76 has a bright now. Look at this finish. Nice play from the guard.